Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Now in today's video, we're going to be going over how to build a $500,000 a month OnlyFans management agency. Okay, so lots of value, and let's get right into it. Now, over the past few years, I've been getting no end of people messaging me saying, how do I go about continuing with the scale and growth of my own personal OnlyFans management agency? Which, in case you don't know, is Altrist. We run one of the leading OnlyFans management agencies based in the UK. Which is why today I want to show you exactly what it takes to reach $500,000 a month with your OnlyFans management agency. As you can see, it's just a screenshot of an example of one of the clients that we manage. We manage lots and lots of clients just like that. Now, if you want to scale your OnlyFans management agency up to around about $500,000 a month, the trick is to do more for the models you manage, which is a juxtaposition, which I guessed what you're thinking I was going to say, which is just get more models. I actually recommend the other route, which is you provide more value to the current models that you got. Now, as an OnlyFans management agency owner, it's vital that you got your offer perfected, because the offer is what you're going into a market and you're providing to them. Okay, so it's what you're going into the market and saying, hey guys, I'm providing this service. So it's the things that you're going to do for your model. And lots of people confuse this. They say, well, surely it's just management of their OnlyFans. Surely that's the offer. No, not at all. There's different components to the offer, and it's vital that as a business owner that you really nail it, that you really nail the process of building your offer. Okay, so inside your offer, you have a few components. You have do it yourself, done for you, done with you. So these are what you're offering, and it's the way you go about packaging up certain things. So for example, a do-it-yourself would be the model needs to create her own content. So that's do-it-yourself. Done for you is the stuff that you're doing for them. So it could be, the promotion of their page, stuff that you're basically doing everything for them. And then done with you is stuff that requires a little bit of a teamwork back and forth from the model side as well as your side as well. Now, so there could be, for example, you can make, the content creation from the model, do it yourself, change to a done with you by providing you basically finding the best trends and providing the best trends to the model, so the model knows exactly what type of content to create. That's an example of a done do-it-yourself service going into a done with you service. Now, it's important to make a clear distinction between the increased number of done for you services that you provide to the market and how much percentage-wise you can charge for your management services. So typically you get anywhere from people charging, upwards of 75% for management all the way down to, 20% for management. So you get a really good range. Now, the way you want to go about charging a high percentage, which of course means more money for you, is by providing more value. So doing more done for you services for your models. Now, that's of course is going to boost the account further because you're doing more services for your model. And as a result of doing more services for the model, the account's going to grow more. So here's some examples of done for you services that you can provide. So you've got organic promo. So you can do organic promotion on Instagram, organic promotion on Twitter, organic promotion on Reddit. Again, done for you services that you can provide. Growth hacking promo. So you can use Reddit automations, Instagram mother slave method. This is an example of done for you services with growth hacking promotion. You've got paid promotion. So you can run paid ads on different tube websites for the models. 24/7 chatting. So you have 24/7 chatters in the account. Internal shout outs. So with the models, you kind of share the audiences. Content planning and scheduling. So you actually plan the content for the model and you also schedule it. And then market research. So you actually go into the model's niche and you find the top performers within that niche and you basically research what they're doing correct, what they're doing wrong, and you basically reiterate upon with your current model what is currently working within the market. Now, I want to go over our OnlyFans agency growth thesis and how it applies to your particular OnlyFans management agency. Okay, so first, before we get into this, let's just get some definitions really clear. Okay, so value. When I say value, I mean the length of time it takes for an individual to go from their current undesired situation to the desired state. Okay, so if you can get them from their current situation to their desired state in a quicker and shorter amount of time with a lot less effort, then of course that's going to be more value that you're providing to the model. And then earnings is the amount of wealth that you generate from the model. Now, as you can see here, we've got a graph I'm just going to actually zoom in real quick so you guys can see a little bit clearer. Now, as you can see, we've got value going up in increments on this axis, and then we've got the earnings also going up on this axis as well. So earnings, x-axis, value, y-axis. Now, very simply, you can see the earnings and the value go up in direct correlation. Now, this is a thesis that is been proven that the more value you provide to the model, the more earnings you generate from that model. Very simple, don't overcomplicate it. And as you can see, the value and earnings have a P1 correlation coefficient, which basically means they go up in sync, which means the more value you provide, the more earnings you'll generate at a consistent rate of increase. There is no deviation from it. It's not the more value you provide, the earnings go down. It does not work that way. The more value you provide, the more earnings the model generates and you generate. So you need to make sure that you're providing as much value as possible. And if you're not where you're at with the OnlyFans management agency, it's because you're just not providing enough value. Very simple, that is it. If you want to build a $500,000 a month OnlyFans agency, you need to provide more value. And we're going to go talking about how you can actually go about providing more value to your models very shortly. So again, how to increase value. So as we said, we've got the current state, we've got the mechanism, and we've got the desired state. So the mechanism is very simply what you are offering to the model to get her from a current state to a desired state. So for example, she may be at $5,000 a month. That's her current state, but a desired state is to be at $100,000 a month. And the mechanism is what are you offering to get her from the current state to the desired state in a short amount of time, okay? So in order for you to provide more value, you need to focus on the mechanism that is getting her from point A to point B. And let's go into the mechanism exactly. So how can we go about doing this? So the first thing we can do is we can have an efficient onboarding process. So an efficient onboarding process helps get the model from a current state, which is not being onboarded with an agency, not having anything really, any systems in place, and it gets her on the mechanism step. So you need to make sure that you do this as efficiently as possible because we're trying to do it in as quick time frame as possible. So you set up the client folder, have a detailed client reporting, content creation guides, efficient password info, collection process, set up client communication procedure. So how you're going to be going back and forth with the clients and communicating, how you're going to be, accepting custom requests and speaking to the client, etc. Okay, that's just a brief overview of an efficient onboarding process. And of course, you want to make sure that you got this dialed down to standard operating procedures. Like we've got at my agency and that we offer to our students within OnlyFans Millions. It's just step-by-step standard operating procedures. Okay, do X, do X, do X, and you get Y, okay? And Y being a model's onboarded as efficiently as possible. Okay, we can also have a look at why exactly is that so important. So, a better onboarding process will allow you to have a lower churn rate. Models are going to be, more likely to stay with your agency if your onboarding process is better. They won't be less excited to work with your agency because they can see that you're going to deliver on your service based on the professionalism they received in their first day of onboarding. So they're going to be keeping excited. A mistake quite a few people make is they have a sloppy onboarding process and the model's already thinking, God damn, I knew I shouldn't have signed with this agency. Now, they'll have more clarity in the world and feel confident about working with you. Models will be more tolerant of issues down the road because of the professionalism you showed them straight away. You'll form great relationships with models because they'll have much more respect for you as a service provider because you know exactly what you're doing. You're getting them in place, ready to provide that service as quick as possible. And models will stick around for longer, even with poor results, because they'll remember the treatment they received from you initially. So they're just some of the benefits of an efficient onboarding process in terms of that value that we're providing, getting them from the current state to the desired state. Next, implement a holistic account management campaign. So set up the accounts correctly, optimize pay-per-views, optimize the wall feed, optimize sexting, optimize shout-outs, implement neurolinguistic programming techniques, etc. Okay, so a holistic account management campaign is what we're doing on the account to get the model from that current state to that desired state. Is optimizing the pay-per-views going to increase revenue and get it to that desired state? Absolutely. Is optimizing the wall feed going to do that? Yeah, it's going to feed more people into the model's DMs. Is optimizing the sex going to do that? Absolutely. So these are all steps to get from the current state to the desired state. Now, when we're implementing all this sort of different stuff, it's important that you remember the value that is provided behind it. So as we can see here, subscribers to unsubscribe due to poor conversion and lack of content being posted is what is the detriment of not implementing this value. You have low spenders in the model's account. You have higher churn rates. It's just all negatives. Instead, what you want is you want to increase the model subscriber retention. Increasing the retention rate is going to increase the earnings. You're going to have subscribers spending thousands a day on your model's content because they know exactly where to go to get the content that they want. You keep the models retained for longer as you provide more value to their account. You have subscribers wanting to talk to your models all hours of the day, etc. You get the point. Lots and lots and lots of value, okay? So you need to make sure that if you're not implementing this sort of stuff, if you don't have set in stone procedures to optimize pay-per-views when your models join your agency, optimize your wall feed when your models join your agency, you really need to join our program, OnlyFans Millions. It's a consulting program, one-on-one, to get direct help from myself, where I'm going to be holding your hand and literally basically dragging you up to your desired state. And essentially, we're going to be helping you build this OnlyFans management agency, and I have lots of experience doing it myself. You can go back on my YouTube. I've been making YouTube videos for years talking about OnlyFans management. I know exactly what you need to do to get models results. So to basically implement this mechanism to get models from current state to desired state, you just need to implement it, scale it up, and of course, you can have a $500,000 a month OnlyFans management agency. Now, next is implement a holistic promotional campaign. So we have Reddit promotion, Twitter promotion, TikTok promotion, Instagram promotion, Discord promotion. We have all different types of promotion on these platforms. You have paid, growth hacking, organic. You have dating apps that you can implement. How many dating apps are you implementing? What is the procedure behind the dating apps? How are you scaling them up? You have online forums you can go in and basically you can kind of do some growth hacks in these online forums to get more traffic to your model's account. You have secret strategies that you can leverage, which of course is secret, can't go into, reserved for the OnlyFans Million program, and etc. So you have lots and lots of different strategies to implement a holistic promotional campaign, which is just going to help the model go from current state to the desired state a lot quicker. And if you're having to sit there figure all this stuff out, then you're doing it wrong, because you have people who are joining my program who are basically just implementing this stuff straight away, and they're getting scaling up to $70,000 a month profit within 90 days after starting from scratch. Okay, so you need to just implement this stuff. Implementation is a lot better than having to figure out exactly what to do and testing. If you can just implement something and you know it's going to work, the amount of value that is for you is insane. And I think it's something that lots of people don't grasp the concept of, is the value of just being able to implement without worries. Now, next, also leveraging AI and consulting can help get your model from the current state to desired state, because of course the model is also going to have a shift in our mindset to go from current state to the desired state. You can do everything for the model, but in the end of the day, the model is creating the product, which is the content. And she needs to go into a mindset from a creator who's doing 5K a month into the mindset of a creator who's doing 100K a month in terms of the type of content that she's making, the type of quality of the content that she's making. If she's not there mentally, it's going to reflect in terms of the content she's making and the amount of effort that she's putting in. So you also need to offer consulting to the model to help her get the mindset to go from this current state to the desired state as quick as possible. Implement, Instagram mother slave automations, implement Instagram bot, TikTok bot, Reddit bot, leveraging dating app automations, etc. These are just supplemental implementations of artificial intelligence and automations that you can install into the model's account to help get her from that current state to desired state with a lot of ease. And of course, you can help her figure out the type of content that she needs to make on a weekly basis to go from the current state to the desired state. Okay, so if you do want to learn more, which for those of you watching this video, it's clear that you want to scale an OnlyFans management agency, you need to book in a call. Book in a call with my team. We'll sit down, show you the systems and automations that we're currently using to scale our OnlyFans management agency. Because I don't want you guys to act from a scarcity mindset, thinking of the negatives of, it's going to cost money to get this type of, assistance, because you can very easily install a system that can take a gap in the market from the current state to the desired state, and that's value that you have that you can provide out to as many people as you want. Okay, so don't act from a scarcity mindset. Book in a call. Embrace the abundance of information that is out here available to you. Stop trying to figure out from these YouTube videos and trying to think, okay, I need to set up the client folder, I need to sort out my client reporting. I need to start creating some content creation. Guys, don't bother with all that. We've done that all for you. Book in a call and we can help you out. But I hope you did get some value from this video. I hope it was valuable to you. Make sure that you're implementing this stuff as soon as possible, and that you're actually sticking to a growth thesis, which is the value and earnings are in a direct correlation, and you need to focus on that value if you want to increase your earnings. Okay, so I'll speak to you guys again soon. Take care.